So what's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we are giving out some tips for eBay. And before I get into it again, my name is Dante from Prison to Profit. Welcome to the channel. I've been selling on eBay for roughly about a year and a half, maybe a little longer. I've been selling on Amazon for 2.5 years and maybe a little longer as well. I've just put it out there, I am not the only one with advice when it comes to eBay and Amazon. I am not the only YouTuber, and I am definitely wouldn't claim to be an expert. I'm just trying to give you advice for the things that helped me, or some mistakes that I've probably made. I guess this is a tips video, so I'm going to give you some tips about eBay. A few people have actually asked me to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and take it upon myself to go ahead and drop this video for my subscribers, for my BSR family. You asked for it, so let's go ahead and drop this video. So again, if you are already selling on eBay and you think you're an expert, this video may not be for you. If you have been selling on eBay for a while, but you feel like you can still use a little bit more nuggets, this video may be for you. And if you are a beginner, this video is definitely for you when it comes to eBay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some ideas or tips for eBay. So the first thing you're going to deal with when you're dealing with eBay, obviously when you're selling, hopefully you guys know how to set up an account, because I'm not about to go through all that. I mean, this is for people who have already had an account set up, and hopefully you already know how to take a picture of items and list them on eBay. So hopefully you know all the basics when it comes to eBay. So when it comes to promotions, I personally like to promote a lot of items, especially if the items don't have a lot of sales comps. I will promote that item, but I also don't like promoting items over like a certain amount of money. So the money that I personally promote items is like $1.50. So let's say an item is, the recommended promotion price is 7%, but that price is like $2. I will take that and drop it down to like 3 or 4%, just so I can have my threshold of what I want to promote it for. I do recommend, like I said, a lot of listings you should promote, and a lot of listings you don't need to promote. It just all depends. But yeah, I definitely recommend it on certain items. The only way I'd say don't promote an item, which I do have in this tip somewhere. Let's say if you have an item that you know is selling every single day. In that situation, I would never promote an item that's selling frequently. Just because I know as soon as I list that item, somebody's gonna end up watching it anyway. So there's really no point of me selling something promoted when I know it's gonna sell fairly quickly anyway. But you can promote it, obviously, of course, but me personally, I just don't. So that's how I feel about promoted listings. So out there sourcing and you're looking for products, if a product costs $7, just go ahead and add 35 cents to that product, because we know that eBay does have a fee, especially a final evaluation fee that you wanna take into account. So every transaction is like 30 cents. So you just kind of want to take that into account. So every time you make a sale, if a buyer only buys one item, you're going to pay 30 cents for that transaction. So you can make sure you keep that in mind, and as well, keep that in mind that if you're not under like promotional fees, like right now eBay's doing a promotion where you get 200 free listings a month. After you run out of those 200 free listings, listing fees are 35 cents. So what you want to do is when you're out there sourcing your products, you want to make sure you take that into account when you're dealing with like your profit margins and everything else that you want to deal with. So if you see a product out there and it's going for $7, and you know if that one buyer might buy that one product from you, add 30 cents for the fee, the final evaluation fee, and then 35 cents for that promoted, or not, I'm sorry, not promoted, but that listing fee, that if you don't have that promotional listing. So you just want to always keep the fees in mind. Count shipping into expenses as well. So all the first three are pretty much the same. You want to count like all your fees into your shipping. When it comes to shipping, personally, I like to charge free shipping, because I like to, from what I know, free shipping sells faster than anything else. Contrary to what a lot of people say, I know a lot of people do charge shipping and they make sales. I'm not saying you're not going to make a sale, but for me personally, I've had items where I had one item not charging shipping and one item charging shipping. The free shipping item goes first every single time, even if you try to adjust the price for the shipping. So let's say if I had an item that costs $20 and it costs $5 to ship out. If I charge $20 on eBay and then $5 shipping, or if I just charge $25 free shipping, that $25 for me personally, free shipping item will sell so much quicker than that item that has the shipping price on it. For some reason, that stigma when it comes to shipping. And then also me personally as a buyer, when I go and I buy things from eBay, this is before I even started my eBay journey, I used to have my settings set to free shipping only. You know how many people out there in the world who do that, or just they only want free shipping? So I think having free shipping definitely helps. But if you do want to charge shipping, make sure we put that in expenses. So you know if you get an item and it's 2 pounds, that item's gonna cost anywhere between $7.30 to $10.15 to get that item shipped out. So is it worth me buying an item that's 2 pounds and I'm only gonna make $3 or $4 on it? So I mean, we need to take all that into account when it comes to like shipping, expenses, and everything like that. I think a lot of people get messed up when it comes to eBay is shipping, because they buy items and then they really don't realize the cost of shipping and they lose their butt on shipping. So just make sure when we're scanning these items and we know exactly how much it costs to ship items out, and which is another tip I would recommend, know your items and how much it costs to ship. Like know your weights, know if it weighs, you know, right at the cusp of 15 ounces to a pound is going to cost $5.50. Know your weight, so when you're out there and you're sourcing, you kind of get an idea. If you pick up something and it's really light and it weighs under 8 grams, you know that item's probably going to cost like $3.30 or cents or something to get shipped out. So once you out there and you're in the wild and you start sourcing items, you'll start getting a hang of how much shipping costs. But please pay attention to shipping, because that is very, very crucial in the beginning. Storage space. So when you first start selling on eBay, why I love Amazon FBA so much is because I can go sourcing for items and I can send them to Amazon and never have to worry about that. But when you sell on eBay, you have to be responsible for all of these items yourself. So you want to have like a dedicated area to be able to go get these items from. I mean, me personally, I'm a full-time eBay seller. Even when I was part-time, I did not like having items all over my living room, the extra room, or whatever the case may be. So you want to take account of storage space. Go get a storage building. I mean, it's not that expensive when you're out there sourcing, because you can always find one product to pay for your storage building per month. I mean, that's how you can look at that as well. But that's just, I mean, you don't have to have a storage building. That's just me personally. I have one, but you want to make sure you keep it in mind space. If you want to take this full time, you're going to need some space. So if that's getting a storage building, having a storage shed placed outside of your house. If you live in an apartment, you're going to have to think about storage space. Again, do you have a closet dedicated that you can have? But storage space is definitely a must have, or a must think about when it comes to dealing with eBay, because I hate having storage space. I hate having stuff just like all over my house, even though I can see items like on my floor right now. But still, make sure you get a storage. Be prepared for the hours. Yeah, guys, it's a lot of work. Full-time reselling is a lot of work. If you want to take this full-time, you're gonna put a few hours into sourcing per week. And then when you source those items, you're gonna have to do research on those items. And then doing research on the items, you're gonna have to list those items. It takes a while to list items, guys. And then once you list these items, you have to think, if they get ordered, you're gonna have to like literally ship that item out, box that item up, ship it out. So it takes time. Reselling is definitely easy, but it's work. Work, but easy work, but it's work. It's not manual labor, but it's work. Like, I want to beat that over your head. Don't think you're just going to jump into this reselling industry and think that it's going to be fine and dandy because you see all these YouTubers and these videos and you see them turning those quick profits. What you don't see is the stress behind everybody turning those quick profits. All the buyers that sending you offers that are horrible, all the buyers who bought your item but never paid for it, then you have to relist your item, all the buyers who ask you 1,000 questions on your item who will never buy it anyway. There's so many different small headaches that go along with reselling, especially with eBay. Feedback you have to put hours into. Just like, guys, it's time consuming. So again, don't think you're going to come into eBay full time and you're not going to do any work. If you're working a job right now and you don't like your job, just the benefit of working for eBay is you're working for yourself in essence. I mean, you're working for eBay because you're making them money as well, but you're working for yourself. And I love it. I mean, because I work my own hours. The days I feel lazy, I can really be lazy. The days I feel like I want to go hard, I can really go hard. So just know it's going to be time consuming. So yeah, I really can't beat that over the head anymore. To be prepared for the hours because it's going to take time. Have patience as well. I guess I should have said that. I think I've already talked about not promoting proper listings. Yeah, so if you have an item and you scan an item and that item's selling frequently every day or something like that, don't promote that listing. There's really no point because that item is going to sell for you fairly quickly. But also, since I'm on that same subject, a lot of people like doing this. I'm selling an item for $12.99. You find that same item that I'm selling and you charge $12.98. Like, come on, guys. That to me, I mean, I know a lot of people do that, but me personally, I won't do that just for the simple fact that I know if I am searching for a product and a buyer is selling one for $12.98 and another buyer is selling one for $12.99, I'm probably gonna buy the $12.99 one, especially if that buyer has good feedback and, you know, because a 1 penny is not gonna change me as a buyer, especially when it comes to feedback. So if you're a new seller and you think that 1 penny price is gonna get you that sale over somebody who's been selling for years, yeah, that's not gonna happen. There's plenty of products that you're gonna go out there and you're gonna source and you're gonna find that one seller has been selling for years. So you dropping that price by 1 penny, I mean, I'm not saying it's never gonna sell. It might sell because you have people out there who really wanna save that 1 penny. But to the smart buyer, that penny means nothing to them because they know that somebody's just trying to get that item off quickly. So they're probably gonna do a little bit more research and see that you probably don't have that much feedback, or this is the only item of that you're selling. So I'm gonna go to the buyer that has multiple of that one item. So be more strategic when it comes to pricing. You know, price it like $1 less. I mean, that $1's more appealing than a penny. So yeah, I hear YouTubers saying a penny less all the time, and I don't agree with that at all. So again, that's just an opinion, but I'm gonna call that a tip as well. Remember, everybody sources different. Again, when I go to Goodwills and I go to Walmarts, there's certain aisles I don't even hit. I don't even look at clothing at all. I rarely go to the clothing section. I look for particular products. Like I said, board games, coffee mugs, ties. There are hundreds of thousands of resellers who will not even think about picking up a tie, who wouldn't even think about going to the CD section. You know, I mean, there's certain niches for certain people that people love. Some people only want to sell clothes. Some people only want to break it down further than that and only sell shorts, or they only sell bathing suits. So whatever your niche is, find that niche and sell it. I mean, and do that for you. Don't get out there and try to copy any reseller and do what they do, because whatever you want to do is going to be best for you. Again, you're in this game for not only profits, but for your mental comfort as well. Like, you don't want to be stressed trying to catch up to another reseller or be like another reseller or find the products that this reseller is, because you might live in another area that don't have what this reseller has. So always remember, people source differently, people's profit margins are differently, and just in everything. So again, just because you see me charge free shipping on an item, don't mean you have to charge free shipping on an item. You can take that chance to charge free shipping on an item. I mean, just know in every aspect possible, people are different. We are all different when it comes down to the clothes that we wear personally, the things that we like. So just always know people are different. People source different. Don't be like anybody else. Don't try to be like Prison of Profit, sourcing the same items that I do. If you see an item that I've sold and you come across it, so be it. But don't go searching for certain items just because I have it. You may go find other things. So yeah, I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse. When deciding on offers, guys, make sure we consider where the buyer lives, especially when it comes to the shipping price. So if you have your offers on and you have an item and somebody sends you an offer for whatever that item is, try to find out where that buyer lives. Because if they're located like in California or Hawaii or Puerto Rico, shipping is gonna be fairly expensive. And please know this, majority of the buyers come from the West Coast. Yeah, don't know why. You get upper East Coast, New Yorkish area, but majority buyers come from like California, that area. So be mindful that shipping costs go up if you're on the East Coast and you're shipping to California, and vice versa if you're in California and you're shipping to good old South Carolina. Like, just remember, when you take that offer, shipping can hurt you. So do you offer returns? Again, that's one of those things where every buyer is different. Majority of my items, I do not offer returns. It's eBay, guys. You know how people are. There's too much scammy stuff going on, and it all depends on the item as well. Sometimes I'll trick the market, like there's food items that I'll offer free returns on because I know nobody's gonna return a food item, so I never really have to worry about them actually returning that item. So that's just something I'll take into consideration. What is the item that I'm offering? That's when it comes to, like, your description needs to be very detailed when it comes to, like, offering returns or not. If you're slack on your descriptions and your details and stuff like that, and if you don't know if a product works or not, you need to offer a return on that item because eBay is gonna make you accept that return anyway. But I don't offer free returns, and if you do, sometimes I offer like returns, but the buyer will always pay shipping on returns because there's sometimes buyers want to return items that it costs more to return than it costs them to buy. So yeah, so returns, just be mindful of that depending on the product. It just all depends. Let's say if you have an item and you listed the item today. You see that the item has been selling every single day, but you listed yours, and for some reason your item hasn't sold and it's been a week. Don't feel the need to rush and go drop that price. Go in there and see maybe if there is something wrong with your description. That shipping may be a little bit too high. And then when it comes to like shipping, I'm not gonna say do not. I suggest charging like a flat rate price when it comes to shipping, just because buyers, they like seeing a flat rate, because some people live in California and it says it's going to cost an item to get to them like $23. And if you use the proper method like FedEx, it's not going to cost you $23 to get that item shipped to them. So you can just like set, if you have a heavy item, just weigh that item out beforehand and then just kind of like charge a flat rate for that shipping price versus charging a ridiculous shipping price when it comes to suggested. Because suggested, like I said, a buyer might see $25 to get the item shipped to them, and they will never buy from you when they see that. So just be mindful of that as well. And also, when it comes to shipping your items, I recommend, if you're shipping an expensive item, have them sign it. Signature confirmation is there for a reason. If you have enough profits to make somebody pay an extra $2 to make sure that they sign to get the item, please do that. I've had an account where item has gotten to the buyer and the buyer claimed they never got it. So it was a big hassle, a big deal, and I don't want to get into that right now, but just make sure if you're sending off an item that's expensive, please don't be cheap over a $2, $3 signature. Make them sign that item and confirming that they got it so you are covered, especially if you're sending off an item that's worth $100 or something dollars. Like, don't be cheap over $2, $3. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, for real. You know, I know a lot of resellers, we go out there and we just like use any kind of packaging we can. If your buyer has something expensive, make sure you put some good packaging, you know what I'm saying? Hook it up, make it nice, bubble wrap it nice for them, put them in a nice box, make it nice and secure. Because if I bought something that's very expensive and then somebody sent me something, and even though the item got to me okay, if the item was expensive and they barely like didn't box my stuff up right, then I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not gonna leave you no positive feedback. I might not leave you feedback at all. And the name of the game on eBay is feedback. You want all the feedback you can get. Besides profits, the name of the game is profits, but you want feedback as well on eBay. Feedback is very, very important. So yeah, make sure you try to get all the positive feedback that you can. So that's kind of another tidbit of advice as well when dealing with eBay. This is important too. So when you're checking sold comps, if you know anything about eBay, when you scan an item, you pull up the item and you can go check in the tab and you can pull up the sold comps and completed items. When you do that, I see a lot of people just pulling up the sold comps. What you also need to do, especially if you're in Goodwill, pull up the sold comps for used items as well. I really don't see people talking about that. So make sure when you pull up your sold comps, in that same feed, there's one that says you can change the new, used, or whatever the case may be. Make sure you're pulling up sold comps for used items as well, because you don't want to go see an item, scan that item, pull up the sold comps and see all these sales, but all of them are like new. most of the sold comps are for like new items. So you're like, oh, I'm about to make $50. And then you get home and you list the item and yours isn't selling for $50. People are looking at you like you're crazy because your item is used and you didn't check used sold comps. And when you did check used sold comps, you found out that nobody's buying it, but for like $5 used, which happens. I promise you, there are items out there that are selling brand new for like $50. And then the used version is really only selling for like $5. So yeah, please be careful and mindful of that as well. So pay attention to that. Okay, so the next tip, we're gonna talk about promotions versus lowering your price. So if you have an item that hasn't been selling and you want that item gone, should you lower the price for that item or should you promote that item? My recommendation would be just to go ahead and promote that item. Let eBay promote that item, because if you lower the price, you're still not helping yourself move up in the ranking for that item, depending on how long the item's been sitting, unless you go in there and you change a lot of details. But I would recommend just promoting that item, because eBay wants as much money out of you that it can. So even if you're promoting an item for like 2% versus 10, eBay is gonna slowly like pop you up in somebody's rank just so they can try to get that sale. Because believe it, eBay wants that 23-cent sale off of you regardless. Because I mean, they're a big giant. 23 cents times 100,000 people on their platform is why eBay is so profitable today. So just think of it like that. If I can promote an item versus just lowering my price, because if you lower that price, think about it, eBay's final value fee drops as well, because eBay gets a percentage. So if you up that promotion, eBay is getting a part of that promotion. So they want that money. So just think of it that way a little bit, if that made any sense. And I'm probably not making any sense. Yeah, so I don't even know I'm doing tip videos, so don't be asking for stuff like this. Seriously though, guys. Guys, the next tip I'm gonna have is like, I want you to understand the search results from the buyer's perspective. So let's say if you have this item and you're selling this item, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Go on eBay, type in whatever, the item that you think the buyer would want to buy, and then just look at the search results. Understand it from their perspective. Like if I'm scrolling down the search results, how far do you think the buyer is going to scroll down the search results? Are there a lot of people selling? If there's a lot of people selling, then you might want to definitely think about promoting these listings, because from a buyer's perspective, I'm not going to be scrolling down if there's 300 or 400 buyers of one item, or even 30 or 40 buyers on one item. No buyer will ever make it to page 4 or 5 for the most part. They'll find the item that they need before they get to page 3, 4, or 5, 9 times out of 10. So you want to be on those first 3 or 4 pages. So when you search everything, make sure you kind of like come from a buyer's perspective. So that's the best way I can put it. Shop or sell like you are the buyer. Yeah, that makes no sense. And then as always, as an eBay seller, you're definitely gonna have to expect returns. It's just the name of the game. People are gonna want returns. I mean, it happens, like it's gonna happen. Even when you don't accept returns, people say that your product wasn't right and eBay forces you to accept the return. So just be aware of that. Expect returns. Buyers have buyer's remorse, so just keep that in mind when it comes to like selling stuff on eBay. I will say I stole from Harry Tornado, aka Josh, that I never ever knew about. Always when buyers like request cancellations, or if you have to cancel an order for any reason, make sure you always cancel it saying that the buyer requested that cancellation. It just helps with eBay, the defect rate and everything like that. Just helps your account. You don't want to get too many for saying like improper correct listings or your price was wrong or anything like that. So just always put that it's the buyer's fault. The buyer wanted to cancel the order, so that's what we're doing. So no matter what the case is, just always put the buyer requested to cancel. And I got that from Harry Tornado. I'm sure y'all heard my phone ring. That was Flippin' Eric. If you're not following Flippin' Eric, go follow Flippin' Eric. I'll leave his description somewhere right here. But yeah, like I said, Harry Tornado said, make sure that you always cancel with buyer requested. And then the next tip I'm gonna have is using eBay supplies. Every so often, you can check and eBay will give you some free supplies. So just make sure you're always checking when they ever offer you their free shipping supplies. It's like quarterly or something like that. So just, make sure you check out for whenever they offer that to you. And yeah, That's it. So if you're out there sourcing for products, if you have a credit card and it gives you reward points, you know you're gonna pay that off with your eBay. So just make sure you just use your credit card for those items. I mean, it's double money. You're getting free mileage, free this, free that for whatever credit card you're using, and you're turning profit for the item that you found. So just think of it like two ways. Credit cards can be good for that reason. That's if you have a credit card. Yeah, I use my Stash card personally. I have a Stash banking card where I can use that, and they give me stock back wherever store I shop at. So I get stock in return for sourcing. So I get stock and profit. So I get profits on top of profits. But the next tip I have is leave feedback. You want feedback, so make sure you leave feedback. Everybody's not going to give you feedback, but make sure you give everybody that you can feedback, because if you do give somebody feedback, they might give you feedback. And the game of the game is profits and feedback. So yeah, that's enough feedback talk. But yeah, that's just a tip. Make sure you give feedback. Now, everyone lists differently. Prices, picks, margins. Good to take advice, but don't live by it. Yes, everyone lists differently, just like everyone sources differently. Everyone takes pictures. Some people take perfect white background pictures. Some people just take quick pictures. For me personally, I've never seen a big difference for me personally. I mean, maybe I just don't notice, but I've had times where I thought pictures were great and items still haven't sold. Times where I just took a great quick picture with my phone, items sell. So I mean, just again, do what you think is best for you and your business. You know, if you are OCD and that's what you are very particular about, taking wonderful pictures, then do that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes I just copy a listing, take quick pictures and list it. Like it can be that simple for me. And some people want to take more time than that. It just all is up to you. Don't live by anybody else's rule but your own. It's okay to take tidbits from everybody else, but again, it's whatever you think is best for you and your business. If you find an item and it doesn't have sales comps, don't be scared to take those chances. eBay is about taking chances as well. You should be making enough profits where you can take certain chances on items. Now, don't go out there getting crazy and just buying a bunch of stuff just because you think it's going to make money. No, obviously you want to do proper research with everything that you do. But there are times where you're going to find an item and in your mind, you're going to think, wow, I think this is worth money. Take that chance, you know, because your gut instinct is usually right. If you feel something is really, really valuable to somebody else in the world also probably think that item is valuable as well. So just don't be scared. Learn a new niche every month. I sell everything. I'm out there scanning everything. So for me personally, like I told you earlier, I really don't know anything about clothes. I'm not really particular about clothes, but I want to learn about the items every single day. I want to learn about something every single day. So I've been slowly trying to take like golf clubs upon myself to learn golf clubs. Not selling them yet, but I just want to learn them just in case I do run across a good golf club. I have an eye for it and I can grab it. Or just like a game, a rare vintage game that I didn't know about. You know, if I see a rare vintage game, I know because I learned about it. So now when I see it in the wild, I can grab it. So make sure we're using the eBay app if you're selling on eBay. Checking sales comps, that's just kind of common sense, guys. You're selling on the platform. The platform gives you an app so you can scan items to see how valuable items are. Utilize it. Some people are out there and not even using the eBay app. They're just, it blows my mind. And something I did get confused, another tip I want to throw in, do not confuse the eBay app and the Amazon app. I use both of them. I might scan something on Amazon and the price may be $100. I may scan something on eBay and the price may be $50. When I first started selling on eBay, again, I predominantly was an Amazon seller. I never had the eBay app. I used to take my Amazon app, scan items, and if it sold well on Amazon, but I couldn't sell it on Amazon, like you could be restricted on a lot of products on Amazon in the beginning. So when I was restricted on items, I would just take those items and just put them on eBay and think they were gonna sell. That was not the case. Amazon has a different search rank and everything than eBay. eBay sellers look for certain items that Amazon sellers look for. I mean, it's completely different. You're gonna find a lot of similarities, obviously, but it's completely different. A lot of people trust Amazon way more than they trust eBay. So Amazon gets away with price gouging a little bit more than eBay does. So with that being said, don't be out here using your Amazon app thinking you're gonna make the same profits on eBay, because that is not the case at all. I make way more profits on products than I do on Amazon. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't be out there scanning items on Amazon and it says it's worth $300 and you think you're gonna make $300 on eBay. It ain't gonna work like that. I'm telling you. We already went over how eBay gives you promotional fees. Every once in a while, they'll give you like 200 free listings or whatever the case may be for that month. Take advantage of that. If they give you 200 free listings, if you don't have 200 free listings to list, go find them. Literally go find them. It doesn't matter. You have something around the house, post something on Facebook that you've taken people's items for free. Take advantage of it. They're giving you 200 free items. Take advantage of it. I don't see why you wouldn't. So just pay attention to all the promotions that eBay have to offer. And for the new eBay sellers, if you are listing an item and you are using somebody else's listing, make sure you pay attention to their description, the title, because sometimes you'll see like numbers at the end of their listing, and that's because those are identifiers of where their item is in their inventory. And I see so many people copying people's listings and not changing somebody else's number of their inventory. So make sure in your title, don't just copy and paste, kind of like pay attention, especially when it comes to the title of the product. So yeah, make sure you pay attention to that too. And everybody knows this. There are scammers on eBay. Be aware of scammers. You will not be selling items to anybody outside of eBay. If somebody sends you a text, if anybody says anything besides, I want this item, can you please send me your number? I want to buy this item from you, or can you take a gift card, or whatever the case may be. If they're not buying it on eBay, do not pay attention to these people. There are scammers and they try to get over on new sellers all the time. And another tip I'm gonna have is gonna be very dumb, but it's very simple. Make sure when you're printing labels, actually wait for the label to print before you click off the screen that the label is printing, because sometimes eBay will crash or eBay will mess up, and then you're gonna have to like go to your computer and then go back in and then find that label, and that's just annoying. Once you print one label, and let's say if your computer messed up because you ran out of ink or you're out of paper or something like that, it's annoying having to go into eBay to find that label to reprint. Reprinting labels are the devil on eBay. So make sure you just wait for it to print the first time. That's just small, quick advice. Your listings are not always active on eBay. Yeah, I know that's shocking. But let's say if you are selling an item that a million other sellers are selling, what eBay does is like put certain sellers in rotation. You'll be in rotation eventually. So if you have items that aren't selling, you'll get there eventually. I have prime examples of that on my What Sold videos, where I talk about how items have been sitting and then one sell, and the next thing you know, all of them sell back to back to back. It happens. So your turn will come sometimes, but just have patience. So yeah, I mean, that's the best way to explain it. Your turn hasn't came. Have a little patience. Another tip I have for you is to don't be afraid to test the market when items not listed. If you see an item and you checking sales comps and nobody's bought it, but you can find it for $1 and it's selling for 50, take a chance on that item. Obviously don't take a chance on that item if it's $25 and you can only make like $5. But if you can have a potential to make like 40 or 50% ROI, you can take that chance. I do it all the time. I see items that don't have any sales comps, I buy it and I sell it. So again, that just goes along with, just go with your guts, go with your instincts. You know, I mean, you'll get the hang of it eventually. Do not forget to send offers to buyers. You have that option, do it. Especially when times get hard, send offers to buyers. Why not? That feature is there. A lot of people forget about it. Sometimes things will be slow on eBay. You're not gonna be selling every minute of the day, but you can do things to try to help. Like you can send offer to buyers, which I definitely recommend. So make sure we're out there sending those offers to the buyers. Also, people are gonna message you all the time about crazy things that are important to them, things that are not important to you. But make sure you respond to all messages on eBay in a timely manner if you can. Yeah, that's just to keep customer rapport up. Make sure you're answering these questions that they have for you if you can, and try to be honest as you can when it comes to any questions that they do have. And also be prepared for dumb questions. People will ask you, what color is the product? And clearly the color says blue. I promise you, people will ask the dumbest questions, but try to have patience because you're in the business of making money and you have to do these things when you work for yourself. Does eBay prefer a SKU system? I've heard of eBay preferring people have personalized SKUs on all of their items, I don't see that hurting you if you don't have personalized SKUs. I don't see it hurting at all. So don't think you have to have personalized SKUs. If you want to, that's great. I mean, it might help you with your inventory. It may help you with, like, you know, saying just keeping track of things, tax purposes or whatever, but no, you don't need it. Don't forget, eBay has vacation mode. Set your store on vacation mode and, you know, take that time off you need. And then you can get back on the grind when you get back. The day that you go out there sourcing and the day that you find items and buy it, you want to make sure that you list every item that you purchased before you go out there and buy more items. You want to eliminate the death pile. What we want to do is, if it's listed, that's great. If it's not listed, that's a problem. Why have items that you've purchased and not listed? So I think that a lot of new sellers really need to take that into account. Eliminate the death pile. You will hear a lot of resellers talk about death piles. To me, I really don't get it. I have one myself, which I don't get. And that's because I do get it because I have like fill a bag days and I have a bunch of items. But even still, I just took a bunch of stuff to Goodwill to donate because I'm down. I don't like death piles. So a rule for yourself: if you buy an item, list that item and list all the items that you've purchased before going to buy more items. That'll just help eliminate the death pile as much as possible. And then make sure we're doing like keywords and descriptions if you want to make more frequent sales, like your colors, sizes, your specs, etc. You want to pay attention to that. A lot of people have poor descriptions. That's why they don't make sales. It's me sometimes. I just like copy and paste somebody else's description and they don't have like all the keywords filled in. So you have to go back and fill those in sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm telling you to do it. Make sure you fill in all the keywords if you would like sales to happen more frequently. And then make sure you're reviewing all your listings after you're completing them. It gives you the option to look at the listing. So make sure you look at it just to make sure you didn't make any errors, because you're human. Sometimes you might have forgot to take a picture, which happens. You may have copied somebody's listing, changed everything, but forgot to take pictures. It's happened. You might have forgot to actually set a price that you wanted, or you might have put a price that was auction price instead of buy now price. So yeah, just make sure we're checking every single listing just to help eliminate the mistakes. And I guess the final tip I'm gonna have is, please know that sellers are different and how you source is different. Do what makes you comfortable with your money, your time, your effort, and your energy. Again, I get a lot of comments on my videos and people are trying to give me opinions on how I should run my store or how I should live my life. And I understand that we have a need to give advice, and that's okay. You can definitely give advice all you want, but that doesn't mean somebody has to take that advice. And that even goes for yourself. Just because somebody's giving you advice doesn't mean you have to take that advice. You know what works best for you. You know the time that you put into anything, and you know the time that you have. So just always keep those things in mind more than anything else. Because with everything else, I guess it'll come. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got for you. A few tips, tricks, and we're just pretty much talking about eBay. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. We're just talking about eBay. Because I don't even know those were tips. Those are just things that I do. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you for sharing, and subscribing. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for checking out this video. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure you check out some more of my other videos, and hopefully you'll get an idea of what I do. And I hope you got at least like 1 or 2 good nuggets out of this video. Hopefully in my ramble, you found something that you could find useful. But as always, like I said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. But at this point in time, your boy Tay is